What's up, good people? This is Isaiah. And as we look at the tape, we're talking about Minalca here. Minalca another style, that is. You know what I'm saying? And as you all know, like these are like first take videos to give ideas, really. Mostly like first impressions, if you will. Meaning I've spent zero time actually testing them. In fact, for both Minalca and you, when I did actually run one test and I was in another force and I froze the game, right? Because as you'll soon see, both of their kits, their Stellar Awakened abilities, at least for their SA skill, right? The main new skill they got, they do the exact same thing. Okay? Both awaken a fire zone. You know what I mean? Same thing. So, but this video we're talking about Minalca first take, first impressions here. And one thing I do like about her so far is, well, I like the name of the skills, right? The new skills, I love the name of these. All right, so let's pop inside of the ability board here. Scroll on down. First of all, let me see, did her sword military? Nope. Okay, cool. So first skill here called Doom. Okay, and what you're gonna notice is with some of these characters, I want to say since Felmina. Yeah, Felmina ES, maybe even before her. There's been a group of characters that have been released that by activating one skill, they're doing like two things, right? They're activating their strongest unique skill, and then they're activating something else as well. Felmina's not even Stellar Awakened and she can do that. All right, so something worth pointing out, because this will come back in a minute. Annabelle does the same thing. I forget who else does the exact same thing, but there's a few others that basically have this ability. All right, so Doom here, Rage for 3 turns, uses max HP increased by 35%, physical resistance up, type resistance up, and gains counter attack for 3 turns, which ain't bad. All right, the counter attack effect is fire type slash attack on a single enemy times 3. User restores 20% HP and MP. Okay, cool. All right. And by single target, the beauty about this single enemy deal is that it actually is going to hit the enemy that did the hitting. It's not going to just pick one at random, which is good. Okay, because I fully expected that to happen. I was probably going to pick at random, and nope, it's the one who did the hitting, which is cool. All right. Buff effect and turn duration at 50 plus heart fire. Okay. Buff effect and turn duration increased times 2. Rage and counter turn duration increased times 2. Counter strength increased times 15, and restore amount increased by 2. All right, that's the Doom. Okay, that 50 heart fire is going to be important later. All right, then we have the final skill on the ability board, Mortal Sin. Again, something with these names here. Okay, something about these names. All right. Anyway. Fire type slash single enemy. So again, Minalca's one of these users who, at least in this case, all single, very selfish. All right, single enemies. Okay, except the difference between her and Jill is that she'll actually buff the party. Okay. Well, I guess I'd have to go back and look at Jill's abilities. I mean, I last used her during the Tower of Wisdom fights, but I have to go back and look. Party magic crit up 100%. All right, and then type attack 50%, not bad. All right, with that 50 plus heart fire, strength increase times 15. Okay, buff effect amount times, like everything is increased, basically just doubled. Okay, which ain't bad. Cool. 50 heart fire. I gotta really look at how that's actually stacked. If you go to her abilities here, okay, this says here, her Stellar Awakened. All right. Activates on 3 plus fire allies in front line, which is good, versus like someone else would be like, okay, Arcadia members. It's like, all right. I mean, I'm not complaining, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather have it be on element versus have it be on, say, personality. Because, you know, if someone say, if you said, okay, you can only use Beast, you know, for a Stellar Awakened passive ability, then it's like, well, that limits your team to just Beast. You know what I mean? Versus if you said, okay, water, okay, well, that opens up the floodgates with who I can put in the team. You know what I mean? So I like that this says fire. All right. Anyway, here we go. Every turn, we still lose 20% HP. All right. That doesn't change. In front line at turn start, if HP is 50% or lower, all enemies power and end down 30%. So obviously she benefits from entering in a battle with low HP. All right. Which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because in one sense, you don't want to run around with someone like Otaha, you know, in the back row, right? Because she's replenishing HP, you know, at the end of every fight. I think it's like 15%. So, you know, I guess a 5% difference here, but she'll still replenish the HP MP. I think CL Alter may be a better deal, because I believe he just restores MP. I could be wrong. I have to go back and look. Okay. Zone ability, hard fire. All right. Change normal attack when stigmatas are stacked. That rhymed, you know, bars. Anyway, at battle start in front line, 3 fire allies, we set a raging, we set the fire zone. We awaken the fire zone. All right. And stack 1 stigmata on user. Okay. Now, the thing that sucks about these stigmatas is that there is no indication on how to actually stack more of those. You know what I mean? Like, if you use the one in battle, could you get it back? You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is I'm opening up the abilities here. We look at this ability here, and that's pretty much the one I just read. So 1 stigmata at the start of battle with a fire team, which is good. This here is pretty much no biggie, no biggie. I look at the stellar skill, overkill, fully awakened. Okay, consume 10% of her HP, her current HP, at skill activation 5 times, and deal fire type / damage to a single enemy times 5. Ignore target defense, and of course, strength is increased based on the amount of HP consumed times 50, with what, 2,000 HP consumed. So basically, if you consume 2,000 or more HP, you're good to go. You know what I mean? As far as damage, getting the max damage out of there. And then, of course, in Stellar Burst, she'll awaken a zone. You know what I mean? Fire zone. Restores her HP 100%, gives rid of all debuffs, and with 3 shadow allies in the front line, she gets another 50 heart fire. It's interesting that this here says shadow allies when everything else said fire allies. You know what I mean? So, just something worth thinking about here. Just based on this one description alone for Stellar Burst, you want to build a fire team with shadow users. You know what I mean? So, something there. Now, what I'm more interested in is actually the stigmatas. Okay? Like I said, there doesn't appear to be a way to get these back unless there's something with Tetra that I don't really know about. Let me actually pop in here and look at Tetra, another style. So that's fine. That's pretty standard. Okay, cool. So basically when Tetra uses his charge skill, Minalca would get a stigmata, thus allowing her to basically do her basic attack again, it seems. All right, but that'd be a very long fight. You know, you need to get to 8 charges in order for that to activate. Okay, so something worth mentioning. Now, as far as testing goes, again, because this is all just testing, this has nothing to do with damage or anything like that. She has 0 Rasta on her right now, which, by the way, if you guys haven't already, start favoriting different things. So I have like all the Daybreak weapons starred right now. I'll do that with armor as well. It's pretty simple to do. Pop us out of armor, scroll down the page until I find what I'm looking for. Here we go. Hit the star icon, bail out of here, and now it's right there. You know what I mean? So worth doing. I don't know if that works with Grasta. I guess we'll find out. Let's see here. Sword. And it looks like it does. So bail out. Open this back up. It's right there. Nice. Okay. We're doing that with Grasta as well. Alright. So anyway, she just has Elpis Sword and a stun resistance badge. Okay. Again, I'm not going for all-out damage right now, at least not for the purposes of this video. All right, just wanted to showcase what we got going on here. So right now we have her in a complete fire team. There's Ewan in the back, Aldo in the back. Aldo may actually be holding Rasta. I don't. Nope, he's not. Never mind. All right, so Ewan, this is what we have on Ewan, and I'll do another video about him. I figured I don't want to keep them in one video because this could easily be too damn long. All right, but we'll just stick with Minalca right now. First take, and to test this, mainly that Doom ability, I'm actually gonna go up against these two, Gilna and Helena. Gilna, jeez, Galliard and Helena. Man, give the beast, you know, a stellar awakening, please. You know, let the Beast King return. You know what I mean? Anyway, we go ahead and hit this here.
See the power of synth humans.
That all you got?
And we're gonna use this outrage ability. And the reason why I don't have to use this right now, but the reason why, if we look, enter outrage mode and gain guard 2 turns. It consumes stigmata, which is why I was talking about that. Like, okay, how do I get the stigmata back? Because obviously this outrage skill works if you have stigmata. You know what I mean? If I don't have it, then how do I get it back? Unfortunately, it looks like the only way to get a stigmata is through Tetra, you know? So if I were to open up her stats here, change normal attack when stigmata are stacked, and I'm not seeing any indication of like, okay, I have 1 Tetra. No, nothing. I just know I have 1 right now. Then I can use this outrage ability because this goes away. So I'm just going to let's fight here. I'm shocked actually if he died, but no biggie. So we're seeing how this counter works here. And again, now going for all out damage. This is really used for testing. Okay, so she's back to full health here, based on the amount of attacks she just did. And now she's back to not being at full health because of the drop. Right? There's an attack there, more attacks there. Now we're attacking Helena. Hence the stun resistance that I have equipped on her, because Galliard here is a nightmare, okay? Without the stun resistance, an absolute nightmare. Alright, and I believe we have 1 counter left. I think, I could be wrong. I guess we'll see. We'll use this overkill ability here to showcase that. Still hasn't even done her damn ability. It's ridiculous. Now, like I mentioned before, now we have no more counters or means of staying alive, at least in this fight. So I fully anticipate Helena or Galliard here to like literally KO these units because we don't have enough for get it back. The stigmatas, that is, right? Because it says change normal attack when stigmatas are stacked, and if I were to look, it just says sword swing. You know what I'm saying? So I need to get stigmata. So Minalca is great in long fights, right? And when you have Tetra in the party, you know what I mean? That'd be like my first observation if you're going for that guard ability. You know what I mean? If that's the case, go for somebody else. You know what I mean? Lovely, Radius, Alma, another style, right? Better units for stuff like this. Okay. Damage though, again, I don't know because I haven't actually tested it yet. So we don't have a fire zone no more, which is unfortunate. So we don't get the full benefit of the doom here. Mortal Sin we didn't even use. Okay. I've just been using this here, which is a 0 MP skill to a single enemy. You know what I mean? So we farm bosses in another dungeon, but that's about it. Now we're gonna die here. How are you still alive? Shion, you got lucky. In that. That's Minalca. I know it's not in a nutshell. Like I said, I mean, the only thing that sucks is that there's no other way of getting stigmatas back. You know what I mean? I'd rather say, have me use a skill, you know, 5 times or something to get it back, you know, or make it so that I have to do like, say, 3 or 4 counters or something to get it back. You know what I mean? But I'm sure others who get this character will come up with some way of, is that Tetra? Yep, that's Tetra. Wow, okay. I don't know why I never noticed that, but anyway. I'm pretty sure others in the community would find a way to get the stigmata back. You know, but most likely we're all going to go for damage at the end of the day, so we'll probably find a way to get stigmatas back, but the fight will be over by the time we got it back anyway. All right, so that's Minalca in a nutshell, okay? I may do a damage test video, seeing what I can come up with. Like I said, obviously, I'm going to go for more of a fire shadow-based team over anything. You know, I have to go up against those two instead of, you know, the punching bad bars because it just doesn't hit enough times. You know what I mean? And this was the easiest way to go about testing that particular guard and counter ability. All right, so that's pretty much it for this one. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I will talk to you all in the next one.